Wow. That's a lot of books. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Jamie, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video and spending a little bit of your day with me. In today's video, I wanted to talk about one of my personal favorite thing, which is thrifting books. I love thrift stores so much for a bunch of different things, home decor, clothing. I really just love buying items secondhand, but there is something extra satisfying about finding a book that has been on my TBR at a thrift store. It feels like a little adventure, a little scavenger hunt, if you will. Every time I go into the thrift store, I'm like, what am I gonna find today? Am I gonna find something amazing? And honestly, 8 out of 10 times I do. My thrift store pops off, okay? People honestly have no business donating the books that they do, but thank you so much, because yes, that will be coming home with me. I also have this thing where I can't leave empty-handed. So even if I find a book that isn't on my TBR, that I haven't really heard anything about, I will buy it just based on the vibes. Just based on the cover, the vibes. And today I just kind of wanted to show you my collected thrifted book haul. These are all of the books that I've thrifted over the past few months. I will definitely let you know which ones are my favorites and which ones are on my TBR, which ones I've read, etc. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, definitely keep watching. The stack of book that I have next to me right now is honestly impressive. Most of my bookshelf, I just had to move some books around so that this shelf wasn't empty, but the majority of my bookshelf is on the ground right now. So the majority of my physical TBR or books on my shelf were thrifted, which I just love. I love that for me because I'm all about saving money. So I'm gonna go in no particular order. Just gonna pull them off the ground, you know? And I will let you know if I've read it, if I haven't read it, and if I have read it, I will let you know my thoughts. Spoiler free, of course, because we honestly don't have time to talk in depth about these books because I have so many to go through. I find so many hardcover books at thrift stores, and none of these books have been over $6. Most of them are under $4, but the hardbacks are typically around $5 or $6. This particular hardback was $3.99, and this thrift store that I go to usually has a sale on top of the discounted price, so I get these for usually less than they are marked for, which I love. I do go to 2 different thrift stores. One is a little bit more expensive. Actually, I do have a book in here. Actually, no, I think it's still about $6. Yeah, nothing over $6. So, like I said, love that for me, because books are expensive, and some of these are some really popular titles, starting with Where the Crawdads Sing. I actually read this a few years ago and my copy got damaged and I had to throw it away. So when I saw this at the thrift store, I was so excited because this is a book that I would be interested in rereading, but I just didn't feel like purchasing another one, you know? I bought it once, I didn't feel like buying it again. So when I saw it for $3.99, I said, yes, I will take that. Thank you so much. And I love that book. This book was so exciting for me to find just because it is an author that I personally have never read, but is very hyped up on TikTok, and that is Kristen Hanna, and this is The Great Alone. This is supposed to be a very heartbreaking story. I haven't read it yet, but this took the price off. Sometimes I take the price off. And that's the thing about buying it secondhand, is the sticker isn't the easiest to get off, so I still have a little remnant of it. But this was originally $28.99, and I didn't pay more than $6 for this book. And most of these books are in pristine condition. I'll show you a couple that are a little beat up, but nothing terrible. But this is Kristen Hanna's The Great Alone. And I also found Kristen Hanna's The Nightingale, which I have a friend who loved this book. This was $4.99. And I found these in 2 separate shopping trips, but when I saw both of them each time, I snagged them so fast. I was the only person in the aisle, but I was like, mine! Nobody touch it, that is coming home with me. So I have not read this yet, but I'm so excited to do so, and again, in great condition. I've seen Harry Potter books at the thrift store before, and I really wish that I had snagged them when I saw them, because I think I saw the Goblet of Fire. But last time I was at the thrift store, I decided I want to start collecting the hardback Harry Potter books. I do have the paperback of book 1 and 2, and I've watched the movies, love the movies, but I've never read any of the books. I tried reading the first book years ago, but Didn't really get into it, but I found the hardback of Chamber of Secrets, and this, again, I took the sticker off, but it could not have been more than $6, and it's in really great condition, so I decided that I'm gonna have a little treasure hunt and try to collect all of the hardbacks when I go to the thrift store. So fingers crossed that I find more, but that's like kind of the fun of it. Like I love not knowing what I'm gonna find. Like going to a bookstore is one thing because you know they're probably gonna have the book that you want. Like, you know, Barnes & Noble, it's going to have the book you want, but this, it's just kind of like a little treasure hunt, and I love that. One that I was so excited to find, and I actually already own this book, but this is a special edition. This is Divine Rivals. Is this the Fairy Loot version? I don't know which book subscription service special edition this is. All I know is this book retails for over $200 US on like Pango Books, which is just disgusting, quite frankly. But this has the beautiful lavender stenciled edges. I do, like I said, already own this book, but now I have this really pretty special edition, and it has these like beautiful purple flowers on it, and on the back it has a quote. I have not read Divine Rivals yet, but it is on my priority TBR for the end of this year, which I'm going to be filming another video after this about all the books that I want to read before the end of the year. We only have like a month and a half left, and I'm a bit delusional about what I can read in a month and a half, but you know, we're gonna try. I have an entire series here. This is the Divergent series, which is a series that I have not read, and I have not seen the movies, I don't think. But it is one that I am really interested in reading because I love the Hunger Games, and I feel like this kind of gives similar vibes. I could be totally wrong because I haven't read it or seen the movies. This said that the movie came out in March of 2014, so it is quite an old series. I have 2 hardcovers of Allegiant and Insurgent, and then Divergent I have in the paperback. I want to find it in the hardcover, so again, that's on like my little like wish list for the thrift store, like what I'm kind of looking for when I go. But I do have all 3, and I found them all actually on separate occasions, but I'm really happy about that one. This one is a second book in a series, and I have not read the first book, but I am planning on getting the first book. I actually asked for it for Christmas, so fingers crossed that I get it, just because I really want to read this series ASAP, and you know, I have no idea if it's ever gonna show up at the thrift store. So this is Vow of Thieves. Obviously the first one in the series is Dance of Thieves? Dance of Thieves. But this is in great condition, and I was really excited to find this one. Another one that is second in a series, but I actually do own the first one. I didn't get the first one at the thrift store, I got it at Barnes, but this is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book in the Six of Crows. Is it a trilogy? I'm not really sure. I know that I'm supposed to read Shadow and Bone and that trilogy before I jump into Six of Crows, so let me know if you recommend on reading that trilogy first, or if I can just hop right into Six of Crows, because I definitely want to read that. But this one is a bit beat up. It has some like stains, and the pages, you know, this was like $2. So you know what? I can't complain. I really can't. This was probably my most exciting find. When I saw this, I squealed, and me and another girl in the aisle were like fangirling over the fact that I found this book, and it is Crown of Midnight by SJM, Sarah J Maas. This is a book that is part of the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. I think this is book 2 or book 3, because I personally, I know this is controversial, but I plan on reading Assassin's Blade first, so I think this would then be book 3. And this is just so stunning, and it's in amazing condition. This was $4.99. $4.99. So yeah, I'm really hoping that whoever donated this, you know, just keep them coming. Just as you read it, just donate it, and then I'll take it home. You know, it could be like this little like trade situation. But yeah, really excited about that one, and can't wait to read that series. I asked for Assassin's Blade for Christmas as well, so fingers crossed that I get that, so that I can, you know, hop back into an SJM universe. I miss her writing so much, so much. Sticking in kind of the theme of books that are part of a series that I don't have the first book or books for, but I had to get this because I know that I want to read this. This is part of the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. This is book 6, City of Heavenly Fire. So I obviously do not have books 1 through 5, but that is okay. I saw this for $5.99 and I couldn't pass it up. This is a big book. And I really don't even really know what the series is about. I think it's about vampires, but I know that it gets a lot of hype and I really, really want to read it. So I just could not leave without bringing that home with me. Also by Cassandra Clare, and also not book 1 in a series. This is part of the Infernal Devices series. This is book 3, Clockwork Princess. This one is paperback, obviously, and I have no idea what this is about. I'm assuming it's connected to the other series because I'm getting very similar vibes. But yeah, I know that I really want to hop into Cassandra Clare's series, and I just thought, you know, why pass that up? Why leave without that book? So, okay, let's see. An author that is very hyped up on Book Talk, specifically by Brady Lockerbie. Love her videos so much, but she loves Ellen Hilderbrand. And I have had my eye out for any Ellen books, and I found 2. So one was from my thrift store that I frequent all the time. This was $2.99. This is The Identicals in perfect condition. Super happy about that. And then this is kind of like the more like expensive thrift store. Most of their books are 75 cents, but this one was $6 because it's probably like a more popular title. They were trying to make more money. This is the 5-Star Weekend. This is one that I'm so excited to read, but I'm gonna wait for summer because I just feel like those are very summery books. One that I have tried to read, and sadly, like, I had to DNF it for now. I might hop back into it, but it's House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A Craig. Listen, this book, it's okay. It's just, I don't know. It's about this girl who has all these like sisters, and they live by the sea, and their sisters start, you know, dying, and they think that the family is cursed, and then they find this like magical, like, kind of like second dimension, like alternate dimension universe where, I don't know. I really don't know. That's the problem. I read so much of this book. I'm on page 162 and I can't even summarize it because I just wasn't into it. But I do want to finish it because I have this thing where like I can't not finish a book. So I do want to come back to it, just not right now. This book you would have seen in my November TBR video, but this is The Maze Runner. This is the collector's edition with the Scorch Trials. I am so excited to read this. I have not read it yet. I do have a reading vlog coming soon that I'm going to be filming in a couple of days where I'm going to try and crank through a few books. I'm not really sure if I'm going to have a theme to that or if I'm just going to try and do my November TBR. So we will see. It's kind of going to be like a mood reading vlog situation. But yeah, have not read this yet. I did see the movie like years ago, but don't really remember what it was about. But that was in perfect condition. And it's 2 books in 1. So, you know, that's a win. A win is a win. One book that I have read, I read this a few months ago and I really did enjoy it, is The Wish by Nicholas Sparks. This is a beautiful story. I don't really want to give too much away, but I did rate this, I believe, 4 stars on Goodreads, and I really did enjoy it. I haven't read a Nicholas Sparks, I almost said video. I haven't read a Nicholas Sparks book in years, and I really don't connect I don't really connect that much with his writing, but I did really enjoy that story and the plot, and I just really enjoyed it, so had to let you know about that one. Then I have this one by Emily Giffin. This is Love the One You're With. This one is a little beat up on the dust jacket. I have not read this yet. I got this a few months ago. This was actually, oh no, this was at my usual thrift store. This was $3.99. I have read, this is something borrowed or something blue, something old and new, I don't know. I read that book by her and I really did like it. Another one on my November TBR, this is Tumbleweeds by Layla Meacham. I have not read this yet, but I'm really excited to do so. This was $4.99. Then we have by Mary Kay Andrews. This was $4, and this is called The Homewreckers. I believe this is kind of like an HGTV murder mystery situation. Pretty positive. Haven't read it yet, but it was $4 and it's in pretty great condition. On my most recent trip to the thrift store, I found this book by Sally Rooney. This is Beautiful World, Where Are You? This was $3.99. I really want to read Normal People by Sally Rooney, but when I saw this, I really want to try the author. So I was like, whatever I can get my hands on by this author, I will get it. So I thought this cover was really cute, and I don't really know anything about it, but it was kind of like a vibe purchase. One that I was so excited to find because this is quite hyped up on Book Talk. You either love it or you hate it. I feel like it's a very polarizing book. It's The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I don't think I need to really give a synopsis on this book, but it focuses a lot on mental health, and yeah, I'm just really excited to read it. I have not read it yet. This was $3.49. Next, by Jodi Picoult, we have Lone Wolf. I don't have the price tag on this one, but again, not more than $6. I have not read this yet, but doesn't this look like the perfect like winter read? I don't even know the plot, but it has these wolves on it, and it looks like it's snowing, and yeah, excited to read that. By B.A. Paris, we have The Dilemma. This is kind of like a family drama situation. I do really like B.A. Paris. He or she, they, wrote one of my favorite thrillers, Behind Closed Doors? Is that what it's called? Behind Locked Doors? Behind Closed Doors? That book is wild, so I am hoping for the same thing from that one, but I have not read it yet. One of my, you know, vibe purchases, if you will, this is the Scarlet Feather by Maeve Binchy. Not a clue what it is about really. It's about like a cafe in Ireland or something, but look at that cover. So cute. I feel like I probably would have found this like on my grandma's shelf, but I like the vibe, so I bought it. This one is by Lisa Gardner. This is Never Tell. This is actually a sequel to a book that I have read by Lisa Gardner, which is Find Her. This was a great thriller. I really, really enjoyed this. This was $2.99, and then Never Tell. I don't have the price tag left on this, but like I said, wasn't more than $6, but this is, I believe, the second book after this one. I don't know. Lisa Gardner has like a bunch of like different like interconnected series, but I really enjoyed this author's writing, and Find Her kept me hooked the whole time, so I'm really hoping for the same from Never Tell. Another author that I hear a lot about on TikTok is Karen Slaughter, and this is The Good Daughter. So I made a boo-boo, and I bought this even though it is the large print version. So this is 775 pages. So I don't think I'm going to read this. I think I am going to end up donating this and trying to find it in the regular version, because this is heavy. This is like a workout, and I know that, you know, oops, I don't know. And that's not the first time that happened. I also did that with this book. This is James Patterson's The 9th Month in large print. It says, what wouldn't a mother do to save her unborn child? It sounds really interesting, but it's 627 pages. Chapter 99? Oh, these chapters have to be super short. 99. This has like 100 chapters and it's like 700 pages. So I'm going to try and find it in a smaller print, but if I can't, I might end up still reading it because that one actually sounds very interesting to me. Ruth Ware's The Turn of the Key. I did read this. This was a great thriller about kind of like a haunted house situation. I didn't read it during spooky season, and I wish that I did, but I think I gave this like 4 stars on Goodreads. Really, really like Ruth Ware's reading. I really enjoy Ruth Ware's writing, and that book kept me hooked from start to finish. I love anything about like a haunted house paranormal situation, so that one was a lot of fun. Then we have Alison Brennan's Don't Open the Door. I took the price tag off this one, but this is a super small book, so it's probably like $2. I really don't know anything about this. The little thing on it says danger is closer than she knows, and I posted a haul video on TikTok when I picked up some of these books, and someone said that they really enjoy this book, so I have high hopes. Another Nicholas Sparks book, this is The Last Song. This has like the movie cover. I love The Last Song movie so much, but I've never read it, so I decided to pick this up. This is priceless, so probably like $3 I would estimate. Then we have A Man Called Uwe. I did see this movie, loved it, heartbreaking, loved it so much. This was $2.99, so I am looking forward to reading the book. Then we have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This book I really wanted to read during spooky season because It has these illustrations and photographs in here, and it is just so creepy. Like, I don't really know much about it. I know it's about like an orphanage. A tense, moving, wondrously strange first novel. The photographs and text work together brilliantly to create an unforgettable story. So I am excited to read this, and I really like the way that these pages feel. There's just something about like a book when it just feels good, you know? Then for my Colleen Hoover stands, we have Never Never. I like Colleen Hoover. Don't come for me. But I really do. I like Colleen Hoover. And I got this at the thrift store. This was a Target edition, so it has this silly little pesky sticker. But yeah, excited to read it. Oh, it's co-written with another author, Karen Fisher. Didn't know that, but I really liked Varity, so I'm hoping for the same from this, because I think this is supposed to be a little bit of like a suspenseful, thrillery type of situation. Then by Jodi Picoult, I have The Storyteller. Don't really know much about this. I think it's about like this baker. Yeah, this baker with this old man. I don't know. It's supposed to be like a suspense. I don't know. I really don't know. I actually have no idea. I shouldn't even be talking about it because I really have no idea. Then I have Lisa Jackson, The Girl Who Survived. Lisa Jackson is, I think, a name that I've heard of before, or am I thinking of Lisa Jewell? I don't know, but this was $3.49. So I was talking too long and it cut me off. So I was just kind of reading the synopsis of this book, but it just sounds really good. It's about this girl who survives a killing spree at her family's cabin. Her entire family is killed except for her older brother, who is convicted of the murders. Then her older sister starts sending cryptic messages, and she was thought to have been killed in that killing spree. So it just sounds like a good old thriller. Then Lisa Jewell's The Family Upstairs. Really excited to read something from Lisa Jewell. I think she's the one who wrote None of This Is True, which is super popular right now. But I haven't really heard much about this. But yeah, really excited to read something from that author. Last up, we have a couple more kind of books that I know nothing about. So this is by Chloe Benjamin, The Immortalists. It says, if you knew the date of your death, how would you live your life? I don't know, probably in fear. And then we have The Grimrose Girls by Laura Pohl. This kind of gave like academia vibes. I think they're at a school. They're at the Grimrose Academy. It's about a death of a friend, blah, 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 mystery, who did it kind of situation. And I really love this cover, so I got it. And that is every single book that I've thrifted in the past few months since I started getting into thrifting books. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if any of your favorites are in this little stack that I have next to me that I now have to put back on my shelf. Let me know what I should prioritize reading from this stack, if there are any that really stuck out to you. And yeah, I look forward to reading through these books and keeping you guys updated with reviews and such. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button below. And I will have my Instagram, TikTok, and Goodreads all linked within my bio so that you can kind of follow what I am reading in real time. But I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!